Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Ango, bringing you guys another news video here on Tony Pizza Guy's channel. Today I would like to continue my series of Path to WrestleMania 31 videos because there is so much speculation this year that we really just don't know what's going to happen, and I think that's actually a good thing. But today, guys, I want to talk about Daniel Bryan and his path to WrestleMania 31. This past year, he's been kind of lost in the shuffle. You know, he spent several months out with an injury that was very critical, very serious, and he came back. He didn't get his rematch for the World Heavyweight title, which, you know, I don't really think he should get a rematch because he was vacated the title. He didn't lose his title. But now, essentially, due to fan reaction, everybody's expecting Daniel Bryan to be thrown into a triple threat match with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. And although, you know, me personally, guys, I am not a Daniel Bryan hater, but I'm also not the biggest Daniel Bryan fan. And it's not anything to do with Daniel Bryan himself. It's just the way he's booked. And I'm actually going to tell you guys something as a big fan of Roman Reigns, someone who has watched Roman Reigns progress ever since FCW. When I first seen Roman Reigns in FCW as Liaki, I said this guy has the face and the image of the face of the company. He is the guy that could lead the company. And a lot of people said, no, Ango, you are stupid. You are wrong. But I'm here to tell you guys that I still stand by my answer. And even with that being said, it doesn't matter who wins the World Heavyweight title. It doesn't matter who becomes the face of the WWE for the next 10 years. Because no matter what, they are going to fall into the same position as John Cena. It's not the person, it's the booking. So I 100% stand behind the fact that even if Roman Reigns or Daniel Bryan or Dolph Ziggler or Ryback, whoever were to actually carry the company for the next 10 years, no matter what, they're going to go through the same exact stuff that John Cena did. I do not want to see another triple threat match this year. And actually, although a lot of people are really expecting that match to happen, I do not. And I expect at Fastlane for Sheamus to return to the WWE as a member of the Authority who ends up costing Daniel Bryan the match. Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus is a great feud. A heel Sheamus versus a babyface Daniel Bryan is the perfect feud for not only Daniel Bryan but also for Sheamus. It puts them in a very high profile match. You know, 50,000 plus people going wild at WrestleMania. It would be remarkable. That's what needs to happen. And, you know, don't get me wrong, guys. Like I said, I'm a huge Roman Reigns fan, and I could definitely understand a lot of people's criticisms with the guy, but he has the image, he has the vision. You know, it doesn't matter about promos. Let's be honest. Like, promos are a very small thing when it comes to wrestling. You know, you just have to be entertaining. You have to have this look. You have to pertain to the mainstream audience, right? So all of us here on YouTube, most of us are what we consider smarks, all right? We're smarter fans. We pay attention to dirt sheets. We make videos on news. We fantasize on bookings and things like that. But the typical person who might be switching channels from the NBA or, you know, from MTV or, you know, E-Network or something like that, when they see Roman Reigns, that is the person that, you know, you can really see hold down the company. And unfortunately, Daniel Bryan doesn't have that look. And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Like I said, it's not a matter of who the person is. It's the matter of the booking. And we're going to see Daniel Bryan or Roman Reigns or Dolph Ziggler or Sami Zayn or whoever the next guy would be to cover the, you know, who would carry the company. That next person who would do it is going to fall in the same issues that John Cena did, okay? John Cena is not a bad wrestler. He's been pretty awesome in the ring, you know, for these past couple of years. He's definitely improved, you know, in terms of his ring work. And that was the biggest critical thing of John Cena's career, is that he could deliver great promos and he offers intensity and he has charisma, but he only has 6 moves that he does in his moveset. And, you know, that's just John Cena's character. And then we've also seen John Cena put on some amazing matches. We've seen the match with CM Punk when we've seen that pile driver. So we know that John Cena is capable of it, and John Cena has put on some really great, memorable matches. So regardless of what people want to say with Roman Reigns being on the mic, yeah, it should be a concern, but it's not the biggest concern. Just like Daniel Bryan's biggest concern shouldn't be his height. Daniel Bryan is great on the ring. He is improved on the microphone. And at the end of the day, you know, yeah, he doesn't look like your typical WWE meathead, but it doesn't matter because he can still deliver elsewhere. And that is the same thing that you could say for Roman Reigns and the same thing that you could say for Dolph Ziggler. If you guys didn't watch Dolph Ziggler's video, Tony and Tubby actually uploaded a video not too long ago talking about, you know, Dolph Ziggler breaking the brass ring and basically evolving. And I think what they're saying about Dolph Ziggler works for a lot of other wrestlers on the roster. So Daniel Bryan going into WrestleMania 31, we should not expect to see him in the world title picture. It shouldn't happen. It's just too much like last year. The only way I'm actually the only way I will accept Daniel Bryan, the only way I could accept Daniel Bryan in the main event would actually be placing him in a multi-man match. And when I say multi-man, I'm not talking about a triple threat. I'm talking about either a fatal four-way or a battle royal or a championship scramble or something. And we also have to take into account, whoever wins might not even win the title because we have Seth Rollins. And, I guess everybody wants to be sent home happy on WrestleMania, but it's never happened before. Seth Rollins cashing in at WrestleMania could be a very, very big deal for his career and a very pivotal moment in WWE history. Daniel Bryan going against Sheamus makes perfect sense. And because it makes perfect sense, that's the reason why you have to do it, okay? Sheamus being heel needs to be in a very big feud. Daniel Bryan winning clean over a heel Sheamus would be not only a remarkable story, but it would be a very, very big deal for Daniel Bryan, to also come out on top at WrestleMania, but he doesn't get his title match. And here's the best part, okay? If Roman Reigns were to get his title match and were to defeat Brock Lesnar, you can always throw Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns right after. It doesn't matter. It just shouldn't happen at WrestleMania. You have Extreme Rules. You have Money in the Bank. You have all these opportunities. Maybe Daniel Bryan, as much as I don't think he needs Money in the Bank, why not put Daniel Bryan in the Money in the Bank match and have him win? That could create some very, very awesome stories because he's also the guy who you really never see cheat too often. Actually, if ever, he's a very, very big babyface at this point. So Daniel Bryan going on to WrestleMania to defeating Sheamus would be a lot bigger of a deal than him winning the title. And the reason for that is because of all the possibilities after. Money in the Bank is the wild card in this situation. And I say that because I firmly believe that Money in the Bank should be used for someone who needs to be elevated. I have been saying for the longest time I've been on YouTube that the man who needs to win Money in the Bank is Heath Slater. Heath Slater is the one guy who he's kind of like Edge, right? Edge is that one person that just needed the Money in the Bank briefcase to get him over. Heath Slater is the same way. Put him in some serious booking. Now that he's got a haircut, he's changing up his character a little bit. Yeah, he's a little bit more comical, but it could work. And then if you really think about it, WWE has some awesome potential storylines for guys like Heath Slater with Daniel Bryan. And yeah, I know a lot of people are probably going to be like, no, Heath Slater is a jobber. That's just not going to happen. But if you put Heath Slater a little bit more serious and you actually put him and Daniel Bryan as the final two people climbing up the ladder for the world Money in the Bank briefcase, like that is an opportunity for a world title match. That is incredible. And even if Heath Slater weren't winning, you could put Heath Slater in a program with Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan would obviously, it would be intriguing. It would be something different. And that's what we need to see. We don't need to see Daniel Bryan versus the same people all the time. And that's unfortunately what's happened, these past 2 years. We've seen him in the same matches over and over again. And you can't just put him in a brand new feud right now for WrestleMania 31. That's why he will face off against Sheamus. You need to recreate a little bit of history, reignite that flame, and then also put on a spectacular match. And that's going to happen. I am 100% down with Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan. And then anything afterwards, Daniel Bryan's on the title chase. Daniel Bryan needs to get through the Authority first and then go for his title chase. If you go for the title chase and then deal with the Authority, then it drags out the Authority storyline. And this has been going on for like 2.5 years now. Nobody wants to see the Authority much longer. You know what I mean? And that's obviously why we're going to have Sting versus Triple H at WrestleMania. So, in conclusion to today's video, let's take a look at a projected WrestleMania card. You have Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. You have Sting versus Triple H. You have Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus. Goldust versus Stardust. Miz versus Damien Sandow. Natalya versus Paige for the title. However, it could also be a three-way with Nikki Bella or whatever the case may be. Tag Team Championship, the Ascension versus the Usos. And Intercontinental Championship match, Dean Ambrose versus Wade Barrett. And then, of course, your Battle Royal for the Andre the Giant Memorial, if they decide to bring that back. You would have a very good card right there, okay? That is a perfect card. And like I said, you guys might not agree with everything, but Daniel Bryan facing up new faces, more serious contenders after he defeats the Authority, it's a great way for him to go for the title. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for today's video. Make sure you guys leave a comment and like. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.